He's saying the characterization of your life is angry outbursts. Galatians 5 tells us
Man, would you stop and talk to us? You know that going in there, you're supporting murder. You're contributing to the death of innocent children. Young lady, I know that you are going to do your best to pretend that you can't hear me, but I want to read to you from the Psalms. This is David writing in Psalm 139. He says, "O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You search out my path and my lying down and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You hem me in, behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain it. Where shall I go from your spirit, or where shall I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light about me be night. Even the darkness is not dark to you. The night is bright as the day, for darkness is as light as with you. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God! How vast is the sum of them! If I would count them, they were more than the sand. I awake, and I am still with you. Oh, that you would slay the wicked, O God! O men of blood, depart from me. They speak against you with malicious intent. Your enemies take your name in vain. Do I not hate those who hate you, O Lord? And do I not loathe those who rise up against you? I hate them with complete hatred. I count them my enemies. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any grievous way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." Young lady, right now your heart is full of grievous thoughts. What you're doing here by serving as an escort, by escorting, even if it's just one or two young ladies or mothers to come in here, your heart is full of wickedness. What you're doing is an abomination to God. It is deplorable to Him, and He hates it. But He offers you forgiveness. And in this passage, He even speaks about how you know you were formed in your mother's womb. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. You know that. You know for a fact that you are here today because you were formed in your mother's womb. And so while it might make you feel good, while it might make you feel like you're accomplishing something, like you're doing some form of righteous work, society approves of what you're doing, the law says that this is legal. I see you're smirking. Well, society says that this is legal, so therefore it must be okay. I want you to think back to the 1930s and 40s. In Hitler's Germany, under the Third Reich, in Nazi Germany, Jewish people were considered less than human. In fact, they were considered non-human. They were considered apes. And they were human beings that law said it was okay to kill. And I find it absolutely amazing that you think this is funny. Your heart is so bent on deceit and your hearts are so bent on evil that you can sit here and grin and smirk when I compare what's happening here to the Holocaust. And I said this to the young lady that's standing next to you right now, that you would be the people who escorted Nazis. You would be the Nazis escorting in Jewish women and children into the showers, into the gas chambers, to be killed and used in experiments. This is exactly the same. In fact, it's actually worse, because these children don't have anybody to defend them. These children are being murdered at your hands. You're complicit to murder. But Christ offers forgiveness to you. Christ promises you forgiveness. Christ has stretched out his arms on a cross over 2,000 years ago. He took nails in his wrists. He took nails in his feet. He took a crown of thorns on his head, and he suffered the wrath of his Father for the sins of all those who would believe. And so he, in stretching out his arms, offers you forgiveness. If you would but repent of what you're doing here, repent of your other sins, you can know you are forgiven. And so you can talk to each other to talk over me, but you can hear me. You hear every word I'm saying, and what you're doing now, you're doing to assuage your guilty conscience. Romans 1 says that you're going to live out the reality of your wickedness. You're going to exchange what is proper and what is right, and you're going to flee to do murderous activities. And so while you're talking to each other about inane, trivial, silly things that have no bearing on life, you're working condemnation on yourself. So I'm asking you, please turn away from this. Don't come here anymore. Don't do this anymore. Come out here, repent and believe the gospel of Jesus Christ. Understand that his perfect obedience to his Father, his sacrificial death on the cross on the part of those who believe, can make you right with God. If you would repent and believe, you could be out here doing good instead of being over there doing evil. So, I know you can hear me. I'm just going to ask you again to repent. Repent and believe the gospel.